Excuse me. Hey folks, Brian here again with a discussion point on Runequest role-playing Glorantha character creation. Now you may have recalled me mentioning earlier about my concern with rolling up characters that are in the 75 to 90 percentile range. So I decided to roll up some characters, and I'm on my fourth one now, and I was doing one for each homeland just to get a feel for how it all works and what kind of percentages they're coming out with and why and that kind of thing. A couple of points that I found in doing this. The first was there are a couple of steps. The first one with passions and runes, and the second one with skills, where you have to do all this stuff based upon culture and occupation, all that kind of stuff. There's this paragraph about now you get to add 50 more points worth of passions and runes, or four skills plus 25%, plus 5 more skills at plus 10%. And that's one of those issue things I'm running into, because especially on the skill part, it talks about when you've got all your skills based upon your culture and your occupation, and then you get all this bonus stuff. And it says you can put this skill bonuses anywhere on the character sheet. And it kind of talks about how, you're not just your culture and your occupation, you have your hobbies and things that you do and that kind of stuff, right? Where are you going to put your 4 plus 25s? First thing I do is my combat skills, the ones that I already have, both occupation and culture. So you can get a decent percentage in that skill. And that's where you're getting that 75 to 90 stuff. Throwing that on top of your culture and occupation. So that's where I'm starting to think of maybe I just need to throw that part out. I've already gone through and made notes about adjusting it for age. I made, because one of the first things I mentioned this earlier, I think, about how I wanted that span of ages between 16, averaging 21, and it comes up to like 12 plus 14, 26. That's my starting age range. 2d6 plus 14. Average is 21, minimum is 16, brand new initiate, maxes out at 26. So that's a pretty decent range where you got a variety of stuff. And so for all this bonus stuff, that's the first thing I threw at it was, okay, make it an age range. Divide it by, well, not 21, but divide it by some. Well, that's ideally divide by 25 and multiply by your age. That kind of thing. So you get some variety there, and there's a lot of this just plus 10, plus 20. Not really plus 5s, but you add plus 20 a couple times. Holy cow! I mean, your passions and some of your base runes, or your primary rune, started at 60%. You put a plus 20 on there, that's 80. Put another plus 20 up to 100 already. So that's one of the issues I've run across with doing this character creation, is this bonus stuff at the end of a stage. Just a comment here. This one I'm rolling up right now is Praxian, and at the beginning when it talks about Prax, it lists all the tribes there. And so I'm going, just make it random. There's 7 of them. I didn't want a pygmy, so I took the Sable tribe out and I rolled a d6, and it came up to Rhinoceros clan or tribe. Nowhere else in the character creation does it discuss the Rhinoceros tribe. Nowhere for skills, nowhere for passions. They list, I think, all the other ones. Let's see, they've got the Bison, the High Llama, the Impala, the Paljani, and the Sable Riders, those 5. But there are 7 listed at the beginning. Okay, so I guess those other 2 tribes are not anywhere near Prax or near Dragon Pass, even though they're Praxian. I don't know. I don't know. One last thing. In Runequest 3, in the creatures book, under humans, they discuss how female humans average female human has less strength and less size than the average human male. And that's what the die rolls all represent, right? And so I've taken that and I try to balance it out. I think women, well, all the women, most of the women that I deal with are more in tune to the universe than most of the men I deal with. And so I counterbalance. I balance it out with a power modifier. And with Runequest Glorantha, I'm looking at a Constitution and a Dex modifier. And the reason for that is if you talk to anybody who's ever dealt with male and female pilots and male and female marksmen, you'll find out that women have pretty decent, on the average, more decent eye-hand coordination, calmness and control. And if you talk to people about women going through childbirth and other stuff, I personally think they have a greater tolerance for pain. So that's where I'm getting the Constitution justification. Now it's only +1 just Constitution and +1 to Dex, but I give them the +2 to the power. So that's how I balance it out. It may not be physically strong, although they can be. They certainly can be. You can roll high, right? On the physical side, they've got that balance on the physical side and on mental emotional side. I don't know, what do you call that? Power, in tuneness with the universe, right? So that's my own personal way. That's how I deal with it. And it was kind of interesting too, in going through the cult choice, because I would just go with the base, the first cult they list underneath the culture. That's what I went with, and then I randomly rolled for gender. It's kind of interesting that in the book they talk about odd being women and even being men, and I reversed it. A 1 is more like a guy, and a 2 is more like a girl. That's how I handled it. But anyway, so I rolled randomly for gender, although this whole sex, gender, and 8 different kinds kind of thing, I do not strive to wrap my mind around that. I'll just let it go. So anyway, I roll, and it'll talk under, for example, Praxian. It's Erith. Is that her name? Eritha states that all initiatives of Eritha are female. But the character I happened to roll up was male. So I guess that whole thing of being one biological gender and acting like the biological gender of another kind of thing. And it reminds me of the Glorantha comic online. Look it up, it's great, I love it. But there is a girl there with a fake beard. And I go, that's because she's in Sari and she needs to be male. And so she just, pretend to be male, even though she is female. I have no issue with that. And the whole eunuch issue for men being in a female role, I have no issue with that. And so that's how I treat it. I actually had another character that was the other way around. So that's how I dealt with it. Just a couple of comments, points, and not issues, but just concerns on character creation for role-playing, for Runequest, role-playing in Glorantha. Happy gaming.